I think we're live now. Everybody out there in internet land, this is A.W.O.L Aaron. I am here on the live report, the news. I've got the legendary facilitator of Moon Garden on the telephone, willing to do a live conversation here on my live stream. So, that's the intro. It's on you now.
Okay.
Tell him to introduce himself.
Introduce what is Moon Garden?
This is Damn Mad 52, associated, sanctioned with the Moon Gardens here to try to help protect planet Earth from the unknown development of the human race.
Dang, interesting.
Yeah. Oh, they don't know what they're doing. It's all out of control, you know.
I heard you save turtles.
Yeah, we got the Peanut Gallery is chiming in here. We heard that you save turtles.
Well, we're somewhat of a turtle rescue for a creature that's I believe they have some form of wisdom, these turtles. And it's probably been known in history that of such details of their survival.
Now, I heard something very, very interesting, and I don't know if your turtle's shell, it has to do with the turtle shell being of, how shall we say, 28 small tiles and 13 large tiles. Many feel this represents the moon cycles. Being a 13 times 28 year, I don't know. I guess we get a couple days of rest in there somewhere. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but do your turtles, in fact, have 28 small tiles and 13 large tiles around the perimeter?
That's a good question. We'll have to research that one, see if there's anything to that. And just to bring up, we are on a heavy 9 cycle this year. I will be a 9. I'm going to be 72. Calendar is going to go into a 9. The Chinese calendars, zodiac is going into a 9. We are the year of the dragon. That would be the wood dragon. There's 5 elements in their zodiac, and so by 2025, with the 9 cycle bearing down on us, will be one hell of a situation, I would tend to think. This has been in brewing for a long time. This is a big one.
Oh, yes. I hear you referring to a per annum or yearly. Would that be associated with the sun cycle and the sun garden? Is there any aspects of the sun and moon relationship, blah, 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 just for interesting talk show stuff?
Well, it's like, we can look at world politics quite a bit as to this development and what it's coming to, and the nonsense of the human race as it continues.
Could we say that anyone has won this human race that you speak of?
No, not going to happen. All the religion and the solar system will never fix that. It's a matter of science now. Learning what they shouldn't have been doing, like the cars. Oh, did you know that there's a community in Arizona that's going to go car free? Now I find that very interesting.
Is it a senior citizen?
Can they have an electric bicycle or a golf cart?
I don't know what they have exactly, but it's just something that's being developed where everything is within your grasp. Probably like back in a time when we were more in harmony with the planet, like maybe the Mayans or whatever,
Or like the Enterprise in Star Trek, where you have a thing that just makes things.
Yeah, well, our technology has got a long ways to go to match up with anything that's of extraterrestrial nature. We're just barely like element 115 that was founded by the Americans and the Russians in the 2003 time zone, which is still unstable on the isotopic level as to what the aliens have that runs their spacecraft.
Are you talking about element 243?
No, 115.
Element 115? Yeah, okay.
Moscovium, I would say.
I'd have to do my research on that. This is just a surface level scratch talk show, diving into the world of Moon Garden and everything.
Can I bring it down a bit?
Now that does bring up an interesting perspective on. I just had a thought. Now, if Elon Musk is attempting to terraform Mars, why doesn't he start out with a moon garden?
We are already there, Mr. Rocket Man. We are there. These craft have been around for thousands of years, or maybe millions. Who knows? And we're already there. There's bases on the moon. We probably have bases on Mars. We have been running these anti-gravity machines with the public's not knowing about it. The cover up.
You there at Moon Garden has anti-gravity machines? Gosh, I'm glad I have my vacation scheduled down there this year.
We have awareness of portholes and such, where spirit activity comes and goes through a certain portion of the yard. It's been known to be.
Is it your personal portal?
Yes, I've heard. Peanut Gallery ask, "Is that your personal portal?"
No, it was pointed out to me by somebody else this year.
So it's a public porthole?
It's funny, ironic, because remember I told you when 2 years ago a spacecraft come to my ceremony at the crossroads?
I heard there was a Wookiee present during that instigation.
I just happened to be standing at that porthole when that happened. There's a lot of stuff that I don't talk about. It's a little bit too advanced for the average human. And but I'm a Aries is a Martian. I'm a double Martian, actually. You look it up. And I'm also I'm a water dragon. I'm a dragon. So this whole 9 cycle thing, break it down to something a little more less complicated and go into the numerology scene, where we use numbers to explain things. And yeah, it's no telling. This year here is going to be a lot of tension with these particular political morons, or whatever you want to call them.
I don't know.
People that think they can solve problems.
I heard the independents have a pretty good possibility on their newest candidate.
Who's that?
The independent group.
Yeah, we're turning to that because nobody wants to be associated with the right or left because it's too much finger pointing. You could be considered the enemy if you go into the wrong social environments. I ride with motorcycle people that are probably have that mindset, which I'm ready to fire off on because I've heard about enough of it. But I don't want to get caught up on that. That's low end shit. Nobody's going to fix shit until they learn how to be compatible with the planet, which is not going to happen anytime too soon either. Back to that community that's trying to go carless, that's a good start. And then maybe get rid of some of this technology, like social media, for example. That needs to go.
They're all up in Congress testifying. They're testifying to Congress. The Twitters, the X, the Discord, the Facebook, the Reddit, they're all up in there or something, talking about all kinds of crazy stuff that I wasn't paying attention to.
Create a sick society that allows guns and this social media run rampant. What could go wrong? This is why kids are depressed. There's the mass shootings. Everybody's got an opinion. People need to be put in their place, and that's not how it's done, by letting them all have opinions. Yeah. So, but in this country here, I don't know if anybody knows it, but we're fear mongers. that's how they create you to vote, by fear.
Everybody's afraid of everything, man. I'm afraid to go outside. I'm afraid to go to church. I'm afraid to go grocery shopping. Good thing there's Uber. And the good thing there's whatever DoorDash. I'm afraid of the DoorDash guy. I'm afraid of my cat. I'm afraid of my damn chicken, bro. He comes after me every morning when I bring him a thing of food. This conversation is hilarious for entertainment purposes only. Any satirical political views are for your entertainment purposes only. I have absolutely no viewers at this time, which is amazing. But it's still funny as hell to talk to you, Donnie.
Yeah,
some good shit to get on. I'm gonna put this one on YouTube. It's so funny, but I do want to hear more about Moon Garden and the space aliens and the dragons. And this is just a great story.
This is what the topic was supposed to have been. Well, I've created a representation of the planet Earth, the gorgeous planet, with life teeming in the millions, and I try to, make that known. Especially,
how are the little water skeeters doing this year?
What's that?
The water skeeters. I remember one time you were worried about the water skeeters.
They're gone. That's a strange group. First, years ago, they came here. I don't know how they got here. And then we cleaned the ponds, and they kind of disappeared. And then they came back. I don't know how they do it or where they come from, but then they're gone again. This time they're gone because for unknown reasons. Okay, they just quit existing here. And I don't know if they're, like anything else, if they're being poisoned or what.
There's something going on with the chickens.
Like the bees are in big trouble, and we need them to help pollinate our food and stuff. And so I don't know what happened to the water skippers. That's a good question.
Here, talk to the peanut gallery. I got a chicken issue right now. I don't know what they're clucking at.
I want to talk about the koi fish. Have you had any big bird episodes since you lost the Coco dog?
Big birds? No, we haven't seen big bird. We'll see what happens this spring. I think they've backed off of me this last year because the fish are too big now.
Ah.
I'm assuming. I mean, let's don't think that animals are that stupid. They're smarter than the humans give them credit for. If you see something you don't think can fit in your mouth, I guess you'd have to go someplace else and quit wasting your time here with trying to catch a whale, right?
How many big koi fish do you have?
I'd say there's 30, 35 or so. All the fish are pretty big now.
Wow.
And when we got an 18 count on the turtle, so we thought we were down to 15 or 16, but William's been getting some big counts again, so that's cool. It's hard to tell where that's at sometimes.
Now,
They're not always.
I heard you rescued half of those koi fish from some lady that was going to have to, I don't know.
Yeah, she had these huge koi fish basically living in something that's equivalent to 2 or 3 bathtubs.
Right.
Yeah.
You've got waterfalls at your place. How many do you have now?
3.
Are you going to extend it to 4 when you get more koi fish?
No. No, the building's done here.
Ah.
I have the Earth's master plan is complete. Yes. So, but only thing left now is to try to influence people by more natural surroundings and realize that there's more to life than their cars and their computers and their stupid phones and all that.
Well, you've planted big trees to help oxygenate the air and clean it, right?
I've been credited for that. Yes, thank you. That's what we do. Got to have plants for oxygen. Yeah, we got probably 300 or 400 plants on the property.
Wow.
And, yeah, one time I actually counted them years ago, and that's probably a pretty reasonable number, 300 to 400. the Mayaporum that I told you that are going to take over and surround the property again are probably about 8 feet tall now.
Oh,
Those
dang.
things.
Hey, we got a viewer. We got a viewer, Moon Garden. We got a live viewer. This hasn't even gone to YouTube yet, and I got a viewer. We're talking about Moon Garden and the koi fish and the turtles and Year of the Dragon. It's a great, great show.
And the aliens.
And aliens and stuff.
And visitations on
Wildlife.
crossroads.
Portals and tell my viewer all about it, Donnie. Give me the short version for my viewer. In a summary, at Moon Garden is go ahead.
We have a Japanese-styled garden here that started back in the mid-'80s. Picked up all of the property of a third of an acre. And it was just something that wasn't planned to happen. It just happened, bits and pieces over the years, until it is what it is today. It's what I call Grover Beach's little secret. And but I've always been a crusader of sorts to defend the planet and take in some people under my wing that would wind up in the streets or whatever, however you want to put it, because of the evils of money and greed that's becoming all of us.
Well, we got to save our pennies when we lived with you so we could actually buy our own house.
That's right. Yeah. I was renting a room there.
We rented a nice, big, beautiful gazebo room with 13 windows. Tell us about why there's 13 windows on that gazebo.
You know, that number is mystical in some cases, because to me, it would have been 12 if I would have been paying attention. But 13... is a number that's, well, it's a neighbor of 12. So some people have certain beliefs of it. Let's see. 13 is a product of 4. You know, all numbers are a product of some other number. You know, like 1, 3s, 2s, and so on and so forth. I was studying that a couple of nights ago, how that all equates.
Some of that square root stuff?
No, it's not linear. It's understanding it's like linear is more like on 10, where this is 9. You know, once again, we got neighbors. The 9 cycles, everything flips over. Like another beginning. I guess
like the great 369 from Nikola Tesla.
Yeah. So, yeah, those guys going into space, that's kind of, you know, they're supposed to go to the moon again. All of a sudden, they postpone that. I don't know if it can really be done. We were told that they went there before. You know, what gets me about the moon landings back then is I knew of one, but I didn't know we went there 3 or 4 times. And they saw bases up there. And that's all hush-hush. This country here is notorious for covering up stuff. Oh, boy, are we. And why that exists in the human race? Because of the fear of warmonger and world domination.
It's secret government shit. You know that. I've been telling you that for years about the secret. So secret, it's still a secret. I talk about it all day. It's still a secret.
If we were like that and the warmongers didn't exist, we could have a more advanced technology that could help aid the planet. And plus, we have way too many people on the planet. Whoa. Lordy Christ.
Nah, we can support more. I mean...
No, we can't.
Sure we can. All we need to do is plant a moon garden. Come on, man. We plant a moon garden. That gives us we can grow some stuff and go, and Elon Musk can do his Mars colony. It'll be a great fun. It'll be a great TV series.
If the delivery trucks quit going to the stores today and the electric was shut off, there'd be a lot of hungry people overnight. Chaos.
Yeah, they got to learn about how they grow the microgreens. You know, that stuff only takes like 3 days to sprout up. It's a superfood.
People need to have their own chickens.
They got to grow them microgreens up there on the moon garden out there. in the east, west, central area of the universal portals. This is so cool because, the place right there, Moon Garden, that is cool, is a real place. But the idea of a moon garden, I was wondering, are you ever going to do that Airbnb or, I know that town fills up on the holidays sometimes. You could probably get a pretty penny just for a 1 night or 2 night stay
right
there.
Now. I actually have a guest right now today, last night. Okay, but that's beside the point. That's just for survival.
I know over there in the central area, it was hard for anybody I know to not live somewhere without having at least one roommate. I guess.
I've committed myself to being a shepherd. That's what the aliens really view me as. Shepherd is somebody that's taking many things under his wing, his flock, in order to try to maintain some kind of sanity or whatever, however you want to call it. I call myself a crusader or whatever, but actually more of a shepherd. And I've had to go back to that word. I've been studied it the other day as to what a shepherd is.
You ever seen those shepherds? I don't know where they're at, but they got these shepherd staffs, right? They're these long staffs, right? And they'll literally, like these 12-foot, 15-foot cliffs, they'll use them like little pole vaults. They'll jump up, they'll jump down using these, shepherd's poles type thing, just it's crazy. I guess you gotta be able to climb up there if you're sheep shepherding, because
right.
Them shepherds, them sheeps, they like to go up and climb around on stuff. I guess the goats and stuff.
We know of those type of farming shepherds, but there's also like more of a spiritual type in the physical world. Anyway, so what you need to know, we got all kinds of new grass growing around here that has never popped up here. That looks really nice. It's all over the place. All kinds of different things that have come up in the yard this year that I've never seen before. And it makes you wonder where did this come from? Even my friend's got this different kind of grass at his house that it's really nice. It's really nice fine grass. No telling where the hell it came from.
The birds dropped it.
The birds dropped it. It's probably some sort of native grass somewhere. It's probably better for it than that. I don't know what you got growing there as far as like lawn grass, like crabgrass. There's all kinds of grass,
I could never keep domesticated grasses to grow here. It wasn't meant to be. That's why I went with the crabgrass. It likes it here. It's from the area. But this is a new grass. It's I don't know what to tell you. It's pretty.
Nice.
It's pretty. It's all over the place.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my lawn going, my yard. It's been, the soil here is kind of a trip, but
we grew wonderful grass last year.
It grows, we get a little bit more rain.
Speaking of rain, that's probably there could have been seeds that have been blowing in for some time, and then with the larger amounts of rain we've had last year and this year might be setting them off. Who knows? It's hard to say. But as long as I've lived here, there's not always a symmetrical pattern to everything that happens every year. It's always kind of changing randomly at times. The birds that come here, it's just it's kind of on got its own course.
Yeah, you're gonna have to send me some pictures, dude. And also, you know what? I'm kind of inspired because I've been kind of watching live streams, but I haven't really done any live streams. And I just kind of had you remember we were chatting about the poop report and go, I'm going to do a TV show. And it boiled down to, since, my original pirate radio podcast name was, I got the moniker A.W.O.L, because I went off the internet for 2 years. And the guy that I helped start up, kind of took on his own. I taught him enough to swim, and he built his own website and he's still doing the show he does. But they gave me the moniker A.W.O.L, absent without leave, because I just dropped off the face of the internet for like 2 years.
Right.
And I was doing a lot of different streaming and stuff and trying different things.
You did that when you first came here.
Yeah, like I did my comedy and stuff, and that was pretty funny. But I wanted to get into streaming again because, oh gosh, I can sit here and have my stupid conversations with all my friends or whatever, and hey, we're gonna do this live, and I was like, what am I gonna call it?
We need to set up a thing here that where we get 25 cents or 50 cents a hit when people view the yard to help support the turtles and the fish.
Well, here's the thing, my friend. I was thinking, if you can get me a bunch of pictures, I'm kind of inspired to take this audio stream, right? And just do like since I'm just streaming to the background, I don't really have any, how shall we say, video going.
Do you have, all your photos, do you have them come up on your computer as well? Did you sync your phone to that?
No, I don't sync nothing, dude. I got so many most of my pictures are on my old machine that won't even hook to the internet. I'm gonna have to go get like a terabyte or however much storage, external card. I don't even know. It's such an old computer. I might have to have a USB drive.
Yeah, my phone and my computer. I get the photos on my computer and my contacts, but. Anyway, so that way you can enlarge them,
send a big batch to the email. And what I was thinking is I'm going to take a bunch of these pictures because I can still play with the videos a little bit and just kind of make a slideshow of all the pictures of Moon Garden playing in the background while we're doing make sure you take a picture of the portal or the multiple portals.
That's Fire Island. That's where you go sliding door and you go past the bridge. That's Fire Island right next to the waterfall.
Yeah, that's the Fire Island portal, but there's like 3-4 portals on that property.
Could be. I used to have a high EMF in my living room, and it's gone now. Did I tell you how the power line fell onto the house here a few months ago?
Yeah, dude, that thing's always been like hanging low, way under GO 95 128 code.
I took an EMF reading in my living room where 10 years ago it was a pretty high impulse coming in here. Well, now it doesn't exist anymore. I'm like, what changed that? So,
well, a lot of that comes off them wires, dude. I've seen where people take like, little Tesla coil type things and put it under the high voltage wires, dude, and collect energy off of them.
Probably could. That's why I got rid of that smart meter. They're just all kinds of radiation around those things, so I got rid of them. But you still take an EMF around any, especially the circuit breaker box. Yeah, the high rating around all that stuff.
No, I got a friend, dude, who's an applied quantum physicist, and he's got some EMF blocker technology stuff. He wanted me to sell it, but I don't have enough viewers to sell anything, so I'm not sponsored by anybody yet.
That's what we got to do here. We got I've got the back bedroom all full of stuff that's on its way out of here. That'll include keyboards, musical instruments, about anything. I'm just trying to thin this place down to nothing, and me and William, and like things that aren't going to be sold locally on Craigslist. Maybe put some on eBay or whatever. But we're slowly moving into that department, and in fact, I'm trying to attack that room right now and get a lot of stuff out of there. I'm using it for excess stuff out of the house, and keep like water bottles stored in there, or dog food. Or Lil is doing better. She's blind as a bat, and but she a lot of dogs are getting sick. This dog flu and stuff. It's getting to be more common. There's also a lot of research being done on trying to change the structure of the bigger dogs to live longer. But I think a lot of that has to do with the way they're fed. Nigel, he's going to be 12, and he's still like a puppy. And I feed him really good. In fact, I'm going to upgrade his diet even more. There's no kibble in this house anymore.
That dog's so spoiled, bro. You treat him better than you treated me, man. What are you talking about?
Nigel's important to me because he'll probably be my last dog. And he's been probably, I want to say, one of my best dogs. And he's important that he lives long. And he's in excellent condition at nearly 12 years old.
So he's the chief watchdog down there at Moon Gardens, then, huh?
Yeah, Coco took some time off.
Yeah.
But that's what I say about the big dogs. They don't hold up that well. And
no, that's what the vet says. You know, he's I guess it has something to do with their hearts. You know, having to pump so much blood around such. You know, being
there's a lot of research now. They're coming up with some medicine to interject into them to help them maybe gain a year. But they're working on that. That's being worked in down in LA. Let's see where. I forget what town they're doing that in, but it's been on the news quite a bit recently. And they're getting cancers, just like everything. We've destroyed the humans have completely destroyed the environment with their chemicals and plastics and all that. So what could go wrong? Let's hand out some guns for all those that are mentally incapable of knowing.
Man, I'm not gonna get into a constitutional debate.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm like literally, bro. You know that, you know, I might, you know, they're like literally 20, 30 minutes away from me is fucking wilderness, bro. Like literally fucking wilderness, dude. You know, we went out fucking driving up a road, just stopped, you know, to hang out and have a sandwich and take some pictures. And literally, you could see wild animals out there, bro, that I wouldn't want to be nothing near without at least, you know, something, you know.
What did you see that was wild?
I just seen wild wilderness.
Get a bow and arrow. Make it more sporting.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I'll stay in my truck. You know, but
yeah.
At the same time, it's like some people live out there. You know, if you want to go out, you know, on the outskirts of town because you don't want to deal with them city folks too much.
There's
you know,
mountain lions.
I mean, who's to say? And then with all this that you're watching on the news with the how many new people come into America that we don't even know who they are. I mean, not that I have a thing against immigration. I'm an immigrant. My family, whatever, at least part of it, I imagine.
That's a world problem. That's not just a United States border problem.
Dude, I was looking at somewhere where there's like a thing called climate migration, like to where like, you know, or, you know, whatever, rains are changing, times are changing, people are changing, you know, the weather's changing, sunspots, whatnot, cyclical. You know, we talk about the moon cycle at Moon Garden and our little stupid human brains comprehend a solar cycle. But there's bigger cycles on the universe and on the Earth and stuff that are just like beyond any human being's scope.
My battery is starting to die here.
All right, brother. I appreciate the call, helping my YouTube stream. Send me a bunch of pictures.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to upload this to YouTube and put some of the pictures behind it of the Moon Garden.
We'll work on it.
We'd like to call you again on.
All right. Well, are we going to same time next week? Same time, Bad Channel, Moon Garden update?
I'll be ready for you.
All right. Later, bro.
All right.
All right. That was a cool little podcast, I think. 35-minute phone call with the... Oh, hey, look. There is video on here, actually. Woo. There it is. The podcast. Brought to you by, as known as, a.k.a. A.W.O.L Aaron, absent without leave, according to the pirate radio podcast lore. We will tune in soon. I hope you enjoy the stream. I hope you look forward and try and find me on the YouTube. I'm going to upload some of the pictures of the Moon Garden for the online video interview. And I hope you tune in again next time I do. I guess we're calling it A.W.O.L Aaron Reports. Have an awesome day. Bye now.